Yes, Doctor, over to you for opening remarks and for today's training session.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Dr. Mwonge. I'd like to guess we are all doing well. And we want to begin today's lecture with the first module of this course. I guess we have already accessed the course outlines, and we have all logged in to the Moodle platform. I will stop sharing. I'll pause the sharing for now so that I can be able to share this. Let's go to our Moodle. When you log into our learning management system, you will see that the first module for our tutoring course, I will go to our e-Tutoring course. I will apologize for the background noise. I tried to mute because we have a group of young men around who are participating into the voting, and they're making a lot of noise around. But I think I'll try to compete with their voices. Yes, our first unit in the e-Tutoring course, as you can access on our Moodle-based platform, the Makerere University e-learning platform, is digital education leadership. I assume that we have gone through the rest of the units. We may not have read, but we have seen that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to cover in this e-Tutoring course. And our first unit is digital education leadership. In today's lecture, we want to introduce you to the basics of digital education leadership, and then through the week, you can read on your own before we move to Unit 2. Our thinking is that each week we shall be able to cover a unit. But each unit has only one live lecture like this, and the rest of learning should be self-paced. So the essence of today's lecture is to really just simply orient you on the issues that are particular to Unit 1, and that is digital education leadership. I want us to begin from this note. Digital education leadership may not be a new concept to you because we have already been introduced to it on our C-Delta platform. The C-Delta platform, as you have engaged with the pre-contact tasks, it is really a curriculum that is aimed at cultivating your digital education leadership skills. So today we want to look at the concept of digital education leadership and why it really matters for us as educators, as tutors. So someone was asking me, oops, okay, I'll try to mute, yes. So I was telling us that digital education, we are going to look at the concept of digital education leadership, and we unpack and understand why it really matters to us as educators to become digital education leaders. The other objective of this course, as you could have read, is really to make us leaders in digital education. I don't know whether that is such a big objective of the course, but we assume that by the end of your training in e-tutoring, you should become digital education leaders. Yes. So I'm going to talk to the concept of digital education leadership. Okay. So before we embark on the task that I have shared in our Google document, I assume everyone is able to or has access to the shared Google document. Is that right? I need to be sure that everyone has access to that document, or that the Google document is shared through Zoom. And what we are talking about is the concept of digital education leadership. I want to start by unpacking this concept and why it really is or should be of great importance to us as educators. Let's begin with the concept of digital education, and then digital education leadership. Before we even talk about digital education and digital education leadership, we need to talk about the concept of digital literacy. I'll later introduce the idea of literacies. All right. As educators who want to facilitate learning using digital tools, we should be having some basic literacies. We should be literate to use a number of digital resources. Oh, let me put it the other way. Edward, you are going to be able to teach your students online. You are going to be able to conduct your lectures the same way I am doing. But to be able to do that, you need to have a range of skills. You will need to have a range of skills to work with digital tools and resources. These skills and even knowledge and skills is what we shall technically refer to as literacies. Yes. For you to be able to know how to use Google Documents, for instance, I'm right now using Google Docs as my chalkboard, as my blackboard. Everyone can be able to see this. And for you to be able to identify which tools to use to facilitate learning online, you need to have a number of literacies. For you to be able to successfully work with digital tools, you will need to have a range of skills and knowledge to work with digital tools. And this knowledge and skills that you need to work with digital tools and resources is what we call digital literacies. I want to stop here at the moment and ask whether someone has understood this, because we may not proceed if we don't understand this concept. Do we have any question at this point? I am simply saying that for you to be able to facilitate learning online or in any digital environment, you will need a range of skills and knowledge to work with digital tools and resources. That knowledge, those skills that are needed to work with digital resources and tools is what we call digital literacies. I am saying digital literacies because it's not a single skill. It's not a single skill. It is not a single skill, but multiple skills that you will need to work with to successfully work with digital tools and resources. And this is why we are calling this, and this is why we are referring to such skills as literacies. Do we have any question about our understanding of digital literacies? I need to be sure we are moving together. Beatrice, if someone asked you to define digital literacies, do you understand the concept now? Richard, or someone put up the hand and tell me, yes, I have understood or not. William, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have understood your explanation about the requirement for the skills and knowledge when facilitating learning online. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, William. Any other? I want someone to say in their own words how they understand the concept of digital literacies. Richard.
Thank you so much, Doctor. According to me, for us to be able to facilitate this, facilitate the students using this technology, we need a variety of skills and knowledge to prove that we are generally digitally literate. And it requires manipulation of tools and other resources in order to make it successful. So if a person can manage to manipulate the tools and resources available, then that person is digitally literate. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Richard. You see, Richard is saying if someone is able to manipulate tools, then they are digitally literate. But that would be such a narrow definition of digital literacy. I will soonest share a video on digital immigrants, digital natives. But before we do that, I want to say that we are emphasizing multiple, a range, stroke multiple. You will need multiple. You will need multiple skills. For instance, what kind of skills, what kind of knowledge does someone who wants to facilitate online have? What kind of skills, what kind of literacies does someone who wants to successfully work with the digital tools, or should someone who wants to successfully work with the digital resources have? Let me ask it again. What different skills want to successfully work with digital resources have? Someone should type their answers here. Yes, Beatrice. Others can type their answers on the board. Members, we are saying that for you to successfully work with digital tools, you should have a range of skills and knowledge, which we are calling digital literacies. So what are these digital literacies? What are these digital skills and knowledge that you should have? Someone thought they are just going to listen to me. Can we write down these skills? Use that Google document to write down those skills, that knowledge that you think you should have in order to work with digital tools, in order to facilitate teaching and learning online.
Typing skills.
Or someone should put up their hand and tell us.
Communicating. Fluency. Now, how will I raise up the hand?
For example, I'll tell you that for you to be able to work with digital tools, you should have information. You should be information literate, or call that information literacy. Yes, by information literacy, it means that you should be able to have the ability to sieve information, the ability to assess, the ability to search, the ability to assess, and ability to use information. You should be critical with information. So you will not be able to successfully work with digital tools to successfully facilitate teaching and learning online if you are not information literate. So you need this set of skills. So which other skill do you think you would need to successfully work with digital tools? Anthony.
Communication skills.
Communication skills. I like that. Communication skills. For you to effectively work with or teach students online, you should be able to effectively communicate. Yes, effectively relay information. Ability to write, ability to write, read, speak, listen online or in a digital environment.
Exactly.
Which other kind of skill? I like your input. Yes, which other skill would you need? Yes, Vincent.
Yes, Doctor. There are several responses our participants have put in the chat room. You can go ahead and check in the chat room.
Yes.
Okay, someone should be able to. You should be able to read for me such. Okay, typing skills, yes. Fluency, computer skills. We are talking about computer literacy. Computer literacy. For you to be able to effectively work with digital tools, you should be able to manipulate a computer. You should be able to operate a computer. So you will need computer skills. Which other skills are we talking about here? Time management skills. Yes, because we are working, digital environments work and they are influenced by time zones. If we mean by having a lecture at 10 and 11, you are not a very good, you are not digital literate. Hey,
Yes.
Ian, how do you mean by interview skills? Full-time manager, yes. I want to see everyone participating here. All right, so the idea here, members, is to tell us that when we say digital literacies, we mean all those skills that an individual will need to successfully work with digital tools and resources. You'll need computer literacy, you'll need information technology literacy, you'll need communication literacy, you'll need a range of tools. So by digital literacies, we mean all those skills that an educator will need to successfully work with digital tools and resources. But now, away from digital literacies, yes, I want to share some video here.
Nakolile na attendance. Abana ba. Ara khule khu attendance yes ba menye vula radio. Ana ga ba hozo mata. Radio. Radio online.
I will talk about the concept of digital immigrants and digital natives, and I'll tell you why someone who speaks online and they are not muted and they are not permitted, they are technically called digital immigrants.
Feel free, kali tayo. Send me si bina hesa maki.
Okay,
the word obvious, but if I mute, it will not hear, and I will again repeat my responses.
Our dear participants, as Dr. attempts to share a video with us, please take note of the following. Please go ahead and mute your audios. How do we mute? We said if you looked at your screen, yes, there is that icon for a microphone. Yes, if it doesn't have any cross, please click on it so it mutes the audio. Number two, if you want to raise a hand and participate in this Zoom training, please click on your screen and right on your right-hand side, there is that icon for more. Go ahead and click on more. Yes, there are several alternatives that will come there. Disconnect audio, chat, raise hand, and meeting settings. So you click on raise hand if you want to raise your hand, or if you have been called upon to raise your hand and contribute something in this meeting. Let me hope we are clear. If you want to raise a hand, please click on more. You will see more options coming in. Then you click on raise hand. The host will be able to see your hand up and he will be able to call on you. Okay. But most important of all, please mute your audio, mute your video so you don't have any background disturbances from your sides. All right. Someone called Weswa Nandoka. Your audio is not muted, so we can feel a lot of background noise from your side. Please go ahead and mute your audio. Weswa. Someone who signed in as Weswa. Please go ahead and mute your audio. Great. Over to you, Doctor.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Mwong. We were talking about the concept of digital literacies, and we said by that we mean a range of those skills that whoever wants to successfully work with digital resources should have. And in this short video, I want to use the analogy of digital natives, digital immigrants, to highlight those key skills that digitally literate people should have. So by the end of the viewing, in the next 3 minutes, you should be able to succinctly outline those particular skills that digitally literate people should have, and then we return to our normal session.
of my fish turkey and I'm going to send it to my family. I put this thingy in here and now you put this. I'm going to send it to my mom and dad. Say cheese. I have a PC and I'm 4.5.
I want to pause at this point and then communicate to us the differences between digital natives and digital immigrants. The video could have been running really quick, but we are referring to our students that we want to teach online as digital natives. And by digital natives, we mean that the students of today, I don't know how true this is, because on the other hand, I'm trying to, I'm seeing students today who are not digital natives. A number of our caregivers are really struggling with the technology. And unfortunately, we have been made to think that these students are digital natives. But I think I'm trying to rethink that idea. Many are struggling with emails, simple emails. The students that enrolled on our courses, that your caregivers, your CC students and CEC students, while we may think that they are digital natives, some of them are really not. But we we generally across the globe think that a number of our students who were born after 1980 are called digital natives. And the rest of you who were born, I think, before 1980 are called digital immigrants. Now, an immigrant is not an offense. Set me right. I assume that Lamech was born before that time. Maybe we can call you a digital immigrant, but that's not an offense. I'm yet to define who a digital immigrant is. All right, so but all those people who are born after 1980 are generally called digital natives. Why are they called digital natives? Because right from the time of their birth, from the time they are born, they grow up with these computers. I have a 3-year daughter who has an email account. They check on their emails. They participate in their WhatsApp group, and they do lots of video gaming. 3 years, yes. So from the time she was born, she's surrounded with technology. I have internet at my home, but I apportion quotas to every family member. So they are surrounded with technology. These are the ones we are calling digital natives. Today's children, when you talk about Wikipedia, they know. Some of us here don't know how we mean by Wikipedia. You don't even have a page on Wikipedia. You don't exist anywhere on the internet. But Wikipedia is free. If we went on Google and searched you out, oh my God, you will be afraid. Nobody knows you. If nobody knows you on Google, you are a digital immigrant. Yes? Our children have access to mobile phones. Yes. When we say they are social media surveys, they have accounts on Facebook, they have accounts on Twitter, they have accounts on Vibe, they have accounts on every other platform. These are the students we are talking about. Yes? If I asked any one of us, please use the chat room and send me your Twitter handle. Vincent, let us ask our participants to use the chat room to send us their Twitter handles. If you will struggle on that, you know who you are called. We are using two terms here, digital natives and digital immigrants. If you are going to ask me what a Twitter handle means, there is a problem. Someone has said, okay, let's continue. Facebook accounts, members, send us your Facebook accounts, your Facebook identity and your Twitter handle. Yes. I don't know how many of us have created, have spaces on myspace.com. Hey, my 4-year-old has accounts, and they say, they are telling me, he's a 6, he's in P2 now, and I was saying, Dad, I'm running out of space. I need some money to secure my space. I don't know how many of us have signed up for myspace.com. If you are still using those flash disks to keep your work, and you are saying, no, I have forgotten my flash disk somewhere, know who you are. You see, if you are a digital for you to be called a digital literate, for you to be called a digital native, you must be able to multitask. You must be able to multitask. You are doing so many things at the same time. I have opened a Google document. I am running a Zoom account. I am playing this video. I am WhatsApping. I am taking control of something in the chat room. By the way, I muted my video. I am also taking my tea. Yes. You should be able to multitask as an educator. For you to be called digital literate, you should be able to multitask. Yes, I like that. Now, you should be able to live in a virtual environment, in a virtual world. If you don't exist in a virtual world, you are in a big trouble. No. Maybe some people don't know how we mean by virtual worlds. I'll change my view here. You can see who I am and where I am positioned. I'll double check. Maybe you people can see that I am somewhere in a garden, but you people I am in my office, and I can choose to live in different worlds. Yes, I can choose to live in different worlds, depending on my own, what I really want to be. I'll tell you, I am away on an ocean. Yes, how beautiful. We can live in different environments. We can live in different spaces. Technology can enable us to do all these certain things. Everything is possible. The people that we call digital natives, the people that we call digital literate should be able to live in different virtual worlds. I don't know whether we have any broadcast of ourselves on YouTube. If you don't have any single video of what you do on YouTube, you know how to call yourself. I don't know how many publications of yourself in forms of videos you have done. As a teacher, you should be able to record your lectures and upload them on YouTube so that your students do not necessarily have to go to your physical classroom and listen to, that traditional approach of using a chalk and giving notes. You start. Last time we talked about this now paragraph. You are existing in a different world. If your lectures are not on YouTube, if what you do is not on YouTube, you don't exist in this modern world. You don't exist in this digital environment. Nobody knows you. You are in trouble with how you are thinking currently. I'll tell you that 80% of our children, yes, I'm not generalizing here, but 84% of the teens, those that we have conducted research about, in the ages of 15 to 18, have a mobile phone. If they don't possess one as their own, they have access to that phone either through their parents or their friends, but that is the fact. Everyone has access to a mobile phone in some way. It was a magic. It was really like, oops, it's magic. It was magic for, okay, sorry for using Lamech. I don't know how Reverend Edward Kawanga, I don't know how old you are, but you guys, those times, it was magic to have access to mobile phones. I tell you, today's students, today's children, over 54% of these 8 to 12-year-olds will have a cell phone within the next 3 years. From kindergarten, a digital net to K-12. Now, from kindergarten to secondary school, a kindergarten student, this student will have spent over 10,000 hours on a mobile phone. I don't know how long it takes you to check on your mobile phone, but on average, in 5 minutes, I have checked on my mobile phone at least 2 times. You don't know how accustomed to digital devices we are these days. In 5 minutes, I have checked on my mobile phone 4 times. When I forget my mobile phone home, even if I have driven for 10 kilometers, I'll go back home. I'll tell you how unsecure Dr. Vincent Mwonge can be if they left their mobile phone at home. I'm talking about digital natives. Digital immigrants would never mind if they left their mobile phones at home. I don't know whether you have heard about that case already. But you see, digital natives, over 2/3 of the 14-year-olds download their music illegally on different platforms, especially YouTube. Hey, you go to someone's home and they're still using CDs, compact discs to access music. If you are still jealously guarding, your CDs, hey, recently I moved to a home where someone was playing these their videos using these cassettes. Hey, maybe Pase has not heard about video cassettes. She's so young. But you see, you get that deck. Dr. Mwonge, talk to me. Your experience about using tape, those tapes for videos.
You know, doctor, those video tapes always called for cleaning, you know? And that's the experience I have never wanted to experience again. Every now and then, every minute you had to clean, to keep cleaning, so you don't have any interruptions in the play. I don't think Pase has ever heard of a tape player, a video tape player.
See, now I know who you are, Dr. Mwonge, if you have used those things. Hey, the radio cassettes, those ones, hey, those ones that you had your tambal and you covered on them. Eh? Yeah. So then. Now look, from kindergarten to university, an average digital native would have spent 10,000 hours playing video games. I don't know what our experience is with using video games. At the end of this lecture, I'm going to ask us to talk about ourselves. The concept of digital identity is coming from this. I want you to identify yourself with this video and talk about your experiences of being either a digital native or a digital immigrant. But the idea here is to enable us to think through and identify ourselves. It's not an offense to be called a digital immigrant, because I'm going to tell you the implications of that and how we can instantly change our digital identity. If you have never played a video game, or if you have never subscribed to an online game, I am baptizing you today. I'm giving you a new name. On average, see how interested our children are in watching televisions. From the time of their birth, you don't just wonder why these children at their birth they don't cry. You have a TV there, and this child grows up right from the womb, they immediately see a television. So they grow up surrounded with all these tools. About 250 hours of emailing and instant messaging every time you are checking on your WhatsApp. Yes? Every time you are checking on your email. I know of one colleague on this platform, and with no intention of making you feel bad. You usually tell me, hey, doctor, I have taken long without checking on my email. Please add that name onto yours now. If you spend a whole day without checking on your email, that is your name. Every time people today are checking instant messaging on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on everything. You're a digital native. And this is the challenge with the digital natives. While they do the rest of things, they have spent less than 5,000 hours reading books. Now, this is the bad side of the digital natives. But you see, they have spent more hours reading digital, or what we call e-books. So you should be a digital immigrant if you have not read any e-book in the past 1 week. I like this image here. You see how these digital natives grow from the time of their conception. Yes, you take your wife to the hospital and they say, your baby is developing nicely. Would you like to send them an email? You know how that means. the baby begins to talk right from the womb through technology. They talk to their mothers. The mother can communicate to the baby via technology. These things are happening now. Even a 4-year-old can use computers. I have told you how my son has several email accounts. They subscribe to video games online. So it's not news now.
My name's Kylie. I took a picture of my fish turkey and I'm going to send it to my family. I plug this thingy in here and now you click this. I'm going to send it to my mom and dad. Say cheese. I like the PC and I'm 4.5.
Now it is our turn to define digital immigrants. We now know who digital natives, and in other words, who digitally literate people are. But who are these digital immigrants? Members, no offense. If you are a generation 30 plus, let us safely call you a digital immigrant. Yes, and I'll tell you why. If you are 30 plus, without these other characteristics, we shall safely baptize you an immigrant. You see, if you were born before the internet, I don't know, maybe I can ask this question. When was the internet first introduced in Uganda? Someone tell me, unmute yourself and tell me. When was the internet first introduced in Uganda? Hey, am I talking alone? I know, Beatrice, you are hearing. You are listening carefully. Jamel, when was the internet first introduced in Uganda? Richard?
Doctor, I think 1991.
You think 1991? Not quite right. Not quite right. They are about, but not 1991. When did we first have internet in Uganda? William? William, unmute yourself. I see your hand up.
Yes, I am saying around 1995.
Perfect, yes. The internet was introduced in Uganda around 1995. So then you don't go back and say, this young man here told us we are digital immigrants. No, if you are born before that, you are an immigrant. But I'll tell you how you can quickly shift to becoming and recreating your identity to being a digital native. Right. So if you are born before that, then you're a digital. Okay. Digital immigrants are some people refer to them as born before computers. If you are born before mobile phones, if you are struggling to adapt to technology, if you are having so many challenges can you please resend the link, and yet the schedule was sent to you? They have lots of phobia. I'll teach you the concept of technophobia. Technophobia is a fear for technology. If everything you see about technology, if your comments about technology are, I have this challenge, I have this challenge, I have this challenge, you are a digital immigrant. If you see yourself, the way you are typing on a mobile phone, you use this, let me show you here. If you are using that, that finger, you are typing as if you are picking nuts. If you move on to a keyboard and you're looking for letters, where A is, where Q is, that's characteristic of an immigrant. Now look, I'm going to share this video with us for the purposes of the task that we are yet to complete. You can go through this video. It's an assignment for one of my students. I told them to explain and relate to explain their digital identities in the form of a video, and they're able to do that. All right. Now I'll stop sharing this and then return to our working document. Vincent, remind me to share this video for the task that the participants are going to do. So then, members, we are talking about the concept of digital education leadership. And I am saying this concept is not a very, simple concept. And it's not a difficult concept, but we need to broaden our understanding of it by first understanding that a digital education leader is one who is digitally literate. But by digital literacy, we have defined so many things. So you are going to answer, who is a digital literate educator? Okay. Refer to the video. The question is, are you a digital literate educator? And refer to that video about digital natives, digital immigrants. Now, you will make your response in our, Moodle platform. So that is our first task in our first module on digital education leadership. So in that discussion forum, we have a task about your digital identity. So I am asking us to, with the reference to the digital natives, digital immigrant video, explain whether you are a digital literate or a digital illiterate educator. So it's not an offense for you to be a digital immigrant. Neither is it for you to be proud to be a digital native. You have to give justifications. The idea is to, basing on your responses, we want to support you to become one and or to consolidate being one. That is one thing, because we are working towards becoming digital education leaders. But you cannot be a digital education leader unless you are digital literate, unless you are a digital native. Unless you have, if you were a digital immigrant, you have to deliberately reconstruct your identity. All right. I am still struggling to define only one thing, but it has spent me 1 hour. I have spent 1 hour on this. I'm only defining the term digital education leadership. We cannot define digital education leadership without understanding digital literacies. Okay, so after gaining digital literacies on the road to digital education leadership, you'd have to become a digital educator. Okay? After all those skills, after gaining digital literacies on the road to digital education leadership, you will have to become a digital educator. But I'm asking myself, who is a digital educator? Now, I'll tell you why I am going to give you a number of tasks in this first module. There are 3 tasks for you to complete. There are 3 assignments for you to complete. One on digital literacy, the other on digital education, and the other on digital education leadership. All right. We want now to define the concept of digital education. Can we define digital education? What are your quick thoughts about digital education? Members, what comes to your mind when we say digital education? Those who have access to the Word document, you still can. Yes, Jamel. Jamel.
Hello. Yes, doctor.
Okay.
According to me.
Okay, Richard, yes.
According to me, being digital educator or digital education is the ability to pass on the knowledge, skills, and all the necessary requirements for life through digital platforms. and it can only be expected of a person who has gained knowledge and skills in digital education. Thank you.
Hello, doctor. Are you still there?
Is anything the matter? People are listening in, but they can't talk. What, according to you, is digital education?
Yes, we have a comment from Namulwana Jamel.
Yes.
She says it's all about the process of acquiring knowledge and skills of working with digital tools. That is from Jamel.
Okay. Jamel says it's about acquiring knowledge and skills of working with the digital tools. Jamel seems to be, that submission would be right, but when you say knowledge and acquiring knowledge and the skills of working with digital tools, then you are talking about digital literacy. If you refer to acquiring knowledge and skills of working with digital tools, do you want to resubmit on that, Jamel? Then naturally, it's the use of digital tools and technologies during teaching and learning. Okay. That's kind of right. Naturally, my challenge with your submission is to start with the digital tools and technologies. Okay, I'm going to ask this question again. What is education? To make it simple for us. Reverend Edward, you are saying it's acquiring of education through digital, in a digital form. Okay. You are going to be like my son. You ask, okay. What is digital education? It is an education which is digital. That is how he responds. No, don't tell me that digital education is an education that is digital. Okay, what is education, members? Richard?
Yes, doctor, to me, education is the ability to pass on the knowledge and skills from one generation to another. So if a person is able to pass on the knowledge and skills acquired during the process of his life to the next generation, he qualifies to be an educator.
Okay, thank you, Richard. As educators, yes, what we know what we know when we say education is this. Percy is saying utilizing digital devices to access education materials. Okay. Education, a process of acquiring knowledge and skills. Okay. We know that when we say education, we refer to these things. Yes, teaching and learning plus environment. But we are talking about processes of teaching and learning plus an environment. I want someone to use the word pedagogy, because in our next session, we are going to refer to the word pedagogy more often. Okay. And by pedagogy, when we say pedagogy, by that we mean methods, skills, techniques, strategies, models, theories. What else? Okay. All these things put together, form what we call education. Pedagogy, we refer to the methods, skills, techniques, strategies, models, theories of teaching and learning. Now, when we say digital education, we mean processes of teaching, environments and tools for teaching and learning, methods, skills, techniques, strategies, models, theories of teaching and learning that are mediated by digital tools or environment. I'm saying this again. Methods, environments, and other resources for teaching and learning which are mediated or enhanced by digital tools and resources. That's what we call digital education. The idea behind methods, skills, techniques, strategies, models, theories, environments, and other resources for teaching and learning. Of course, when we say teaching and learning, we are aiming at cultivating knowledge, skills, and attitudes. As educators, we know the KSA thing: knowledge, skills, and attitudes for life and development. Okay, so as educators, we know that when we teach, we aim at cultivating knowledge, skills, and attitudes among our students in whatever disciplinary field. You teach psychology, you teach philosophy, you teach nutrition, whatever you teach. You are aiming at building knowledge, you are aiming at building skills, you are aiming at building attitudes in that child for their life and development. But as you use those particular methods, as you use those particular skills, as you use those particular techniques, as you use those particular theories and other resources, to cultivate such knowledge and skills and attitudes for a child's life and development. Those things are mediated or enhanced by digital tools and resources, and that is what we call digital education. The question here is, who then is a digital educator? This should be a simple question now. Who then is a digital educator? I want a very interesting definition after giving you this. Who then is a digital educator? Okay, I'll say this again. I have a question for us. If digital education refers to methods, skills, techniques, strategies, models, theories, name it, environments, and other resources for teaching and learning aimed at cultivating knowledge, skills, attitudes among children for their life and development, but mediated by or enhanced by digital tools and resources, who then is a digital educator? I assume we all want to become digital education. We want to become digital educators. The reason you enrolled for this course, e-Tutoring, is to become a digital educator. One, the reason you enrolled for this course was to become first digital literate, then a digital educator, and then a digital education leader. Along the way, I have introduced and unpacked the concept of digital literacy. You should become all those things that we have defined as digital literacy. You should become now all those things that make up a digital educator. So who is a digital educator? Members. Dr. Vincent Mwonge, tell me whether I am clear, or you can make the question clear. If members are not responding, I'm going to Kwekalakas. I should strike because I have talked a lot and members are not talking. Chaz. Chaz, please unmute yourself and talk. Westwa. Chaz. Okay, William.
Thank you so much, Doctor. According to me, I think a digital educator is one who is having the knowledge and skill of literacy, who can pass on to others who need to learn more about technology. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chaz. Thank you, Chaz. You still have some room to redefine that concept, though. Because you look here,
yes,
member.
Doctor.
Yes. Chaz, lower your hand down and mute yourself for others to participate.
All right.
Someone was coming in. Was that Richard?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Richard.
When I look at this comprehensive definition of digital education,
yes,
digital education, I can bring out a digital educator as that individual who is having the methods, skills, techniques, strategies in a conducive environment and all the available resources that he can use to pass on the knowledge for the development of our young ones or the next generation. And it is used, or it uses all the digital tools and resources.
Okay, I like that submission, Richard. Jamel is saying a digital educator is someone who uses digital methods, skills, techniques, strategies, and other resources during teaching and learning. Yes. Hey, I'm going to ask someone. You see, the beauty of this course, members, we have carefully designed this course to not allow anyone to enroll onto it. We are looking at producing digital literate people, digital educators, and digital education leaders. For us to confer any award of Makerere University onto someone and be labeled digital education leaders, they should really be. And this is going to be evidenced by your participation. Yes, we should have evidence sufficient on our platforms that you have become one. Our certificate has all these 3 levels, and this is why we began with this module. Someone can exit from this course as a digital literate individual, as a digital educator, or as a digital education leader, or you can exit without any portfolio, and that is no harm. Okay, so it depends which level you want to exit the e-Tutoring course at, but we shall, by collecting evidence of your participation and your identity on these platforms, we are going to label you accordingly. The same way we did on the C Delta platform, you can exit as a beginner, you can exit as an intermediate, or you can exit as an advanced digital education leader. But the overall, when we put together our participation in C Delta and on Moodle, we want to categorize you accordingly. All right. But we are struggling really to define the concept of digital educator. Who is he? Dr. Mwonge, do you want to make my work easy? Do you want to come in at this point and engage the participants in a different way? Maybe they are now familiar with my voice.
All right, Doctor. And before I ask them to put their responses on the Jamboard, I have a response from Chitaka. Yes. Chitaka says someone with the ability to integrate a variety of skills to pass on literacy knowledge using the available resources to others. This has been put in our chat room. And then S naturally just says is one who has the skills, methods, techniques, strategies for working and living in a digital society, and provides instruction to students in those same skills. Doctor, let me ask you to grant me share a screen so participants can get right to the Jamboard and populate the board with their definitions of a digital educator.
I don't know which accounts you want the hosting rights assigned.
That should be...
Okay, I could. I have made you host on one of your accounts, maybe if that works for you.
All right. Yes, I've just put a link in the chat. So let participants just click on that link and we get to the Jamboard. Let's see if I can see a screen here. Okay, let me ask our dear participants if they have been able to get to this page. We call it the Jamboard tool. Have you been able to get there, our dear participants? Say yes by typing 1 in the chat room if you have been able to access this link. Type 1 for yes and type 2 for no, so Dr. Kabugo can be able to help you log in successfully. Okay, Anthony is already in. Odongo is not yet in. Please click on that link. Try to click on that link. Oh, Maride Pasi, not yet. Why? Why are you failing to successfully get to this Jamboard?
Doctor, it is again asking for email and password.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Which gadget are you using?
I have a laptop.
I don't think so, because I've not given any emails or passwords to Edward Kawanga and Anthony. Anthony, how have you been able to successfully log in? And Edward? Reverend Kawanga, how have you been able to get to the Jamboard? Yes. Yes, Anthony.
Hello, I've also got a Google signing page.
Okay. Did you put in any passcode?
No.
So have you now accessed the Jamboard? Are you right on that page that is viewed on the screen?
Not yet.
Sorry?
Not yet.
Oh, let me see who else is there. Please, we said type 1 if you have access to this page and type 2 if you haven't, so you can be able to do it. Yes, okay. Let me ask Dr. Kabugo. Doctor, have you been able to get to this page?
No, I have not because it's saying request access, which I have requested for access.
Okay, so let me provide that. All right, I have added 2 people so far. Unfortunately, there are people I don't have their email addresses. Doctor, could you please share that link to the rest using your email? Okay, Doctor, you have successfully joined. Can you share this with the rest of the members? Because I don't have access to their emails. David Passy has also joined. Okay. Okay. Okay, members, please type in your emails in the chat room so I can be able to share with you this page. Please type in the chat room your email address so I can be able to share with you this web page. Let's do that in a minute. Okay, cweswa@gmail.com. Okay, cweswa@gmail.com. chitakamubaraka@gmail.com. This is chitakamubaraka@gmail.com. Who else is there? Wotongu2@gmail.com. Wotongu2@gmail.com. Okay.
Dr. Monge, I think I have added a number of the participants. They can now just double check their Gmail accounts so they can click the link.
That's perfect, Doctor. Please do check your email. So let's get back to the chat room and type 1 if we have accessed it, and a 2 if we haven't. Check your email. Let's join. So if you have successfully joined, please get the left-hand side of your screen. There are several icons here. Get to the fourth from top, sticker note. So you click on a sticker note and you type your definition of a digital educator. And we are recording your participation in this activity because this is task 1 of your activity that is going to contribute to your final grades. Please go ahead and type your definition. Type here your definition of a digital educator. Thereafter, click share. Oh, click save. Type here your definition of a digital educator and thereafter click save. Okay, I will see how many participants have been able to. Oh, a number of them are not yet there. Let me continue to share. With Sauda 7. Sauda 7 at gmail.com. He's already there. Please, those of you who have successfully logged in, I asked you to click on the fourth icon from up, get a sticker note, and type your definition of a digital educator. Please use different colors. Share with you. Nice, Richard 2020. Nice, Richard 2020. .com. It's already there. Babide Pasi? Oh. Let me hope someone has not cleared. Please don't clear this frame. Go ahead and type your definition. Why aren't participants typing in your definition of a digital educator? Is there any challenges? Please talk to me.
Doctor, the stick note is there, but we can't write. I can only see what you are writing, but I can't write.
No, you can't. Like someone who has just posted, and this is who? Someone with the ability to integrate. And who is giving us this Bloom's taxonomy? This is a, okay, doctor. Color is this. Let's edit color for, okay. Who typed this? Someone with the ability to integrate. Hello, talk to me, members. Who is failing to populate this Jamboard? We want to see your contribution.
Richard has failed completely because I can't type.
Richard, have you clicked on the sticky note?
Yes.
Yes, and after what happens?
It is just taking me back to the other condition. It needed an email and password, and I can't access. But I can see what the other person has written. That's someone with the ability to integrate.
Let me ask who put that there? Oh, I should be able to ask. Let me ask all participants to tell me their experience with this. Where are these participants? Okay. Babide Pasi. Are you finding any challenges? Okay. Yes. Who is posting this? Someone with the ability to effectively utilize digital tools and resources to cultivate students' lower to higher order thinking skills in a particular discipline. Is this Dr. Kabugo? Someone is borrowing knowledge from Bloom's taxonomy.
Yes, I'm also trying to learn how to use the Jamboard, and yes, I am a student at this point.
Okay. I wanted to ask each of our participants to tell us how their experience is. Babide Pasi, can you hear me well? Why are you failing to post anything on the Jamboard? This should be our end of today's lecture activity.
I'm typing.
You're typing, okay. Jamel, why are you failing? echo. Firstly, there is some echo coming from your side. You can choose to mute yourself. Beatrice, we want to hear from you. Where is the challenge? Oh, Jamel says, I have some challenge with network that I no longer hear what is being said. Sorry about that, Jamel. I can see Pastor is coming in already. Please, why are we using only yellow? Please go ahead and change the color of your sticker notes. It is possible you can use green. Don't we have any noob participants here? Why are we using only yellow? Please. There are several colors for particular stickers. You can go ahead and make your choice. But Pastor Babia says, Dict Educator, yes.
Doctor, excuse me. Doctor, maybe again you
yes.
take us through how to get there, because what we are seeing are only those 3 plus the Bloom's taxonomy, and I can't type anything. What do I do?
Oh, you can't type anything. So once you get to the sticker note, this is the first icon from above. The first one is a pen. The second one is an eraser. The third one is just an arrow. You can use it. The fourth icon is for the sticker note. Just go ahead and click on this sticker note. Go ahead and choose any color. Let's say green, and type your response. And thereafter, you save. And then cancel the sticker note. Okay, so let me delete this. Hopefully, I've been able to communicate the guidelines on how to access this. I would expect more sticker notes here. Okay, it's too long. I can choose to make it a little bit small. Who else is failing? This is our last year activity for today's lecture, and I want us to contribute to this. Okay, I can see this coming in, and you can go ahead and append your names, your signatures, so that you can be able to know who is posting what. This is, let me put it here. A digital educator is an individual with the ability to transfer knowledge and skill through digital resources and devices. Okay, you can go ahead and maybe delete this.
Is it also telling you to escape full screen?
No.
Doctor, we can see the sticky note, but highlighting it and writing is not there. It is refusing.
What happens when you click? It's refusing. What happens after you've clicked on the sticker note?
Press escape or double click to exit full screen mode.
Dr. Vincent.
Yes, Dr. Kabuto.
Now I can maybe try to figure out what the problem is. If that is the case on his side, it looks like he's still he's double clicking on the shared screen and not in the Jamboard itself. He should go to his email please go to your email and click the link to the Jamboard itself. And then follow that page to the Jamboard, type there. Your input will be displayed on the shared screen. Otherwise, when you are if you attempt to work directly on the shared screen in Zoom, it doesn't work. I don't know whether I'm communicating. Just go directly to your email box, click the link that has been given to you. When you click that link, it will take you to that page, type in that page.
That's perfect, Dr. Kabugo. Thank you so much for that. I think our participants are now able to get back their emails. You get directed to the Jamboard. Dr. Kabugo, it seems a number of our participants are still failing to get to the Jamboard. I don't know whether they are still with us on Zoom. Let me look out and see. Beatrice, William, Lamech. Yes, Reverend Edwards, talk to us. Edward, talk to us. Reverend, I can see you have raised your hand, but you're not talking to us. Please, go ahead and talk to us. Okay, Jamel.
Dr. Mwonge.
Yes, doctor.
I am afraid we are running out of time, 10 minutes after
Sure.
1, and we need to conclude on this activity. If I'm thinking if they have any challenges, they would get back to our WhatsApp inboxes, but we are agreeing that they are completing this activity using Jamboard.
Yes. That's perfect. And just okay. Yes, please.
I can see Beatrice has a hand up. Maybe they have a few questions before we conclude and concretize, make it clear to them what our expectations are on the 3 assignments that they have to do before our next live lecture. I needed to make it really clear what they have to do before our next live online lecture.
Sure.
So would you want to allow Beatrice to talk to us?
Yes, Chris, go ahead and talk to us. Reverend Edward has put a concern in the chat. It is actually a kind of a guideline that let participants go to their emails. It will be instant once they have clicked on the link. Yeah, and that's what Dr. has advised us to do. Beatrice, talk to us. Okay, doctor, this is the kind of interaction you wanted to go ahead and having gotten this contribution from our participants, conclude and advise participants on how they may attempt the given activities in Unit 1 of our lecture. Okay, Doctor, over to you then.
I would like to thank you if you can, okay, I'll just reclaim my hosting rights. Yes, I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Monge, for taking us through and guiding the participants on how they are going to use Jamboard to respond to task number 2. We have 3 tasks in module 1. Members, remember, module number 1 is, if we can go back to our Moodle platform, module number 1 is digital education leadership. We have 3 tasks under that module. The first task is on digital literacy. The second task is on digital education. And the third task is on digital education leadership. You are going to complete task number 1 on digital literacy using the discussion forum in Moodle. So once you have signed into your Moodle or Mwere platform, under task number 1, you will find, under unit number 1, you will find task number 1 on digital literacy. Then in the same, under the same unit, you will find task number 2, but when you click on that task, it will lead you to Jamboard, in which you will complete a task on digital education. Task number 3 will be completed using Google Documents. Task number 3 will be on digital education leadership. You will complete that task using Google Documents. The reason we are using different tools, we are asking you to use different tools to respond to these tasks, is to cultivate your skills of using these different tools. We are crafting our course in such a way that we are exposing you to a variety of digital tools such that you can gain skills of using these different skills. But ensure that before our next live lecture on Monday next week, you have successfully completed the 3 tasks. Again, first task on digital literacy, which is to be completed using a discussion forum in Mwere. The second is digital education, which is to be completed using the Jamboard. And then the third is digital education leadership, which is to be completed using Google Documents. I am going to strongly encourage you that after this live lecture, you could be tired, yes, rest for a while, but don't rest forever. You can start this evening by responding to that task number 1 or any other days. Respond to these 3 tasks. Ensure that before we meet Monday next week, you have completed the 3 tasks for unit number 1. Because of time, we have not handled the concept of digital education leadership. But just for the purposes of the recap, we have defined digital literacies, and we have highlighted a number of literacies, a number of skills that digital literate people should have. We have referred to the digital natives, digital immigrant video, and to define digital literacies. We have referred to Bloom's taxonomy. We have referred to pedagogies, theories, methods, skills, environments, etc. to define digital education. But you are also going to read an article that I'm sending about leadership. When we define a leader, when you understand who a leader is and the qualities of a good leader, for instance, a good leader should be able to mobilize resources, a good leader should be able to communicate, a good leader should be influential, etc. So if you understand the definition of who a leader is, then try to align that to a digital literate, a digital educator, and a digital leader. So if we say a digital education leader is someone who is able to provide leadership in the area of digital education. I want you to understand the entire concept of digital education leadership clearly. So the purpose of our 3 tasks is to ensure that you understand the whole concept of digital education leadership. I want to thank you so much for participating in today's lecture. And sorry, Jamel, network ekutawanya. But someone should remind me to share the recordings. So it is time, and we have another lecture at 2 with your students. So allow us to end the lecture here unless Dr. Mwonge has a question, or unless you really have a question, maybe let us hear from you if we have any question, and then we return to Dr. Mwonge if he has any, and then I end today's lecture. Any questions, members? Yes, Anthony.
Yes, Doctor, you promised to share the recordings of the other orientation lecture last time, but you didn't. And 2, we have been on and off, so I request you to share this also.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Sorry, we did not share the recording of the orientation lecture. If you don't see the recordings, please inbox Passive Video. You just know she's the one who has refused to share the recordings. For me, I do the recordings. We have Passive Video as a student in the class, but also as an administrator of the course. So if you don't see some of these resources that we promise, please directly attack Passive. But we are going to share. Any other issues, members? Any other issues we want to end the lecture today? Yes, Jamel. Jamel?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Jamel, can you please talk to us? All right, we are not getting you, Jamel. Any other questions, issues, members, before I call on Dr. Mwonge? Reverend Kawanga. Edward, you have your hand up. Edward, you have your hand up. Do you intend to talk? Okay, Dr. Mwonge, can you come in because we want to leave?
All right, Doctor. I want to thank you so much again for facilitating this lecture. I want to thank our participants for their participation. And yes, we echo my voice onto yours that we have a number of activities, about 3. They ought to complete before our next Zoom lecture on Monday. We don't want to have any more delays next week like we did for today, just because some of you requested that you first be granted an hour to complete your tasks. Equally, Doctor, this is a small reminder. As you are aware, the Academic Registrar's Office requires that we submit all these participants as fully enrolled participants on this course. But about 3 or 4 participants haven't showed their commitment by depositing something on the account. And you know the Academic Registrar cannot accept this. This is just a reminder to our participants, especially those that deposited any monies for this course, to have a deposit by next week so we can formalize our registration with the Academic Registrar's Office. That is it for today, Doctor, and I want to wish our participants a nice week. Till we meet again, bye for now.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Monge, for that reminder, especially about the formal registration, that while we have now a number of participants, students participating in the course, I don't know whether they have even registered formally. While we have admitted you, we shall have, we shall require that all students formally register. So PASI should be communicating that. Once you have paid up at least, I think 70%, which allows you for formal registration, you should be able to proceed. But I think PASI should be able to advise the participants accordingly. For now, we want to ensure that every participant is on track and they know what we are doing. Until next Monday for a live lecture, but don't hesitate to get back to us if you have any questions about the 3 different assignments for Unit 1. Remember to log into your Mwere account to access these tasks. Thank you very much and bye everyone.